Yes, welcome to Black Star TV 2.0, where we're going to get into this credit card redlining and ways to boost your credit from 50 to 100 plus points. Let's get into it, man. So I got a PowerPoint presentation I'm going to show y'all. Share my screen real quick. We're going to get into it. So when it comes to credit card redlining, when we did the research, they actually discriminate against you based off your neighborhood and where you live. Because of course we can't discriminate against someone based off their race, ethnicity, or age, size, gender, but they will discriminate against your area code or your zip code. So they like to tend to lend out credit based off, and the bulk of the credit based off where you reside at. So um, there's a book called Credit Card Redlining by Ethan Cohen Cole. And it says, this paper evaluates the presence of racial disparities in the issuance of consumer credit. And the results that the observed, now I'm down at the bottom, the results suggest that the observed differences in credit lines by racial compositions of neighborhood, right? Observe the differences in credit lines by racial composition of neighborhood are largely driven by issuer decisions rather than demand. So, how can we get around this right here? So, there's a couple of ways. So, you can actually, and this will actually boost your credit by doing this too, and a way to finesse them the way they trying to finesse us, because you always got to find a way around they BS. You feel me? You started it, so I gotta finish it. So right here, you can get you a virtual landline. A virtual landline. You have to do this in this order. You're gonna create you a virtual landline. We'll get you a virtual landline, and then you are going to get a new email. And then after that, you will, because the email is going to ask you for a phone number, and you will attach the virtual landline to that email. Then your next step will be to get a new address, specifically in a area where the median income is over 200,000 or plus. Now, you have to use UPS or FedEx only. You have to use UPS or FedEx only. So now on the side, I have a chart to show you areas. There's a whole list of them. You can just Google areas with the median income of 200,000 plus, and this website will pop up. So see, you have the zip code of Mount Freedom, New Jersey, 250,000 medium income, zip code 079. Oh, I'm sorry, 07970. Excuse me. And so yeah, you could do this in the state that you live. Just find the area and create a address. Create a you have to create an address, which that's why you're using UPS or FedEx. You're only using UPS or FedEx, and you're gonna get a PO box with that zip code with your name on it, and then you can actually then attach that virtual landline to that address, to where your where the bill is coming to that address. Excuse me, to where that bill will be coming to that address. And in about 3 months, that's going to boost your credit. That's an absolute fact. So other ways to boost your credit is getting secure credit cards and utilizing them right, which credit utilization is a way to utilize your credit to boost your credit score. So right here, credit utilization rate, sometimes called credit utilization ratio, is the amount of revolving credit you're currently using divided by the total amount of revolving credit you have available. In other words, it's how much you currently owe divided by your credit limit. That's from Experian.com. So the 30% rule. Now, this is an example. If you have a credit limit of $1,000 and you utilize 30% of it, you're only using $300, and that becomes your new limit. So you don't want to spend over $300 if your credit limit is 1,000. And credit utilization makes up 30% of your credit score. So that's a big chunk of your credit score that's based off how you utilize your credit. So the more of the credit you use, even if you pay it back. Now, if I spent this whole $1,000 and I paid it back on time, that would still hurt my credit score. It would actually make my credit score go down, not up, because they want you to utilize your credit correctly, which I don't believe is fair. Like, if I paid you back, I paid you back, but they don't want you to use all of your credit. So these are just little tricks of the trade that they're not going to tell you to how you can boost your credit, because once you utilize it, it definitely will boost your credit. And also to boost your credit, you have, and when you're using secure credit cards, the minimum amount you can put on a secure credit card, because you're using your own money, and the minimum amount I believe you could put on there is $200, but you want to try to start off with as much as possible, and the recommended amount is around $5,000, because once you establish that and you've been utilizing that card for months and months and months, then when they offer you a card, once a company offers you a card, now they will offer you around that same amount. So you will still have that card and that card. So now that's 10,000 you have available for credit instead of the 5. So if you start off with 200, maybe another company, after you done utilize that $200, a company will now come across and say, well, here's 500 to utilize. You feel me? They're not going to give you no big amount just because you utilize 200. So the goal is to have a bigger amount on the credit utilization. Also, what can boost your credit is trade lines. Now, trade lines are any account appearing on your credit report, also known as authorized users. You can use other people's credit history and attach to your credit report, and it won't even show that it's theirs. It just shows that it's yours. It doesn't show that you're attaching to somebody. So trade lines used in the correct way can boost your credit score significantly. It can. I've done this on a couple occasions. I've done it where my credit was messed up a lot, and I had a lot of derogatories, and somebody put trade lines on it, and it boosted it a nice amount, but it didn't boost it. It didn't do what it would have did if I had got the derogatories off first. And I realized that down the line. So then when I did it again, I did it the right way. So all this will work even if your credit is superly messed up, but the more you work on your credit and fix the derogatories and the negative marks on your credit report, these trade lines will work even better. And trade lines can be permanent or temporary. When you buy them from a company, which I'll show you in a second, they're temporary. I guess some of them sell. So I did it through a friend of mine. So, but I guess I truly believe that if you get it through a company, it is temporary. I don't know if they sell permanent trade lines, but also you can buy trade lines and you can sell trade lines. So some can sell their good credit history to a company, and the company would then turn around and sell it to their customers. So if you have good credit, you can actually sell it to a company and they can sell it back to you. But you don't have to buy a trade line. You can actually use a friend or a family member that has good credit, and you can ask them to be an authorized user. You can also explain to them too that they don't have to let you get the car. Say it's on a credit card. Say they have like a $15,000 credit card and they've been utilizing it right. They can put you as an authorized user where that $15,000 line of credit goes onto your account. Now, they would have to give up your social, give the company your social and address and all of that, and they could either tell the company to mail you a card, which you will be attached to their card, or they don't have to let you get a card. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where, but you have to make sure you're dealing with a person who truly utilizes their credit right. And so that, because if they mess up, you messed up. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where that trick is. So, But here's a company, actually TradelineSupplies.com. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit more. I took two different pictures on purpose because one shows where the price is $278, and you see that's about around the 200s, and these are 1,000 or better. I mean, 1,000 or a little bit less. And the price ranges based off the credit limit and the date opened. The credit limit and the date opened. So the higher the credit limit with the later date, you're going to get the $1,200 for that, and you can purchase that, and that will go on your credit report and boost your credit score. And of course, on the right side is where the higher ones are. As you can see, the lines of credit and the dates back, which the first one is 24,000, Bank of America. It was opened in 2002. And then you can see on the left, Barclays 4,500, August 2018. That's only 3 years ago. So that's how these would work, and you can throw as many as you want on your that you can afford on your credit report to boost your credit score. So you got that. But these are little tricks and ways, to boost your credit. And I'm gonna tell you right now, with this one right here, getting the virtual landline, new email, new address, median income 200,000 plus, using only UPS and FedEx, that is the game. And using secure credit cards with balance transfer option. Secure credit cards with the balance transfer option. And you want to recommendedly start a secure credit card off with at least 5,000. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't do that when I first came home. So at the end of the day, I started mine off with $200. I'm gonna keep it a buck. But I have another one that's a lot bigger than that. But I originally started off with $200. So that's what you can do, and it will boost your credit up. That's the absolute fact. And also, what I'm going to get into vaguely is the same way you can put people's credit history on your report. You can also put businesses. You can buy companies. Now, this is a good way to get credit. You can buy a aged shelf company and use it to secure business credit. A lot of business credit, people who offer business credit, want your business to be open for at least 2 years. At least 2 years. And these charts is what I'm going to show you of why people do this and why these. If you go to any site that you do go to any site that sells aged shelf corporations, look for the year 2019 and 2018, and I guarantee you they are going to be sold out, because people buy these with the intention to use them to get credit, to then use to make money, because that's what credit is about. Credit isn't supposed to be used in a case of an emergency. A lot of people try to tell us that use your credit in a case of an emergency, but really, you're only supposed to use credit to make money. If you bought a $10 pair of socks, you better be selling them socks for $20, $15. Because the whole point of this is to not come out to pay someone back with money that you made, not money out your pocket. If I use my credit card and then I now have to go into my bank account to pay off what I just bought, that's called hustling. In the streets, that's called hustling backwards. You're in the way. That's what they say. You're in the way. You feel me? You are supposed to use this credit to make money and use the money that you made to pay off the balance. That's how credit is intended. Not to use just for an emergency, not to use just to buy clothes to wear. Like, you can buy clothes, but you better be selling them. You have to look at credit in a different way. We have to be using credit with the intention to make money. In a drug game, when somebody gives you a brick or some type of drug on consignment, you have to pay this person back, right? Say the brick is $20,000, you have to pay this person $20,000 back. Now, with that brick, you might be able to make $100,000, right? But you're gonna have to pay that $20,000 back. And the whole intention of this person giving you this is for you to make money, not for you to go smoke it up. You feel me? And not have anything. And now you have to go get a job to pay him his money back that he gave you in drugs. Like, that's what we're doing with credit. You can't do that. You have to use the credit to make money. Other than that, we hustling backwards, man. You can align these games up, this real game, along with the drug game, and they are parallel. But yeah, this is what it is, man. So you can buy a little shelf company, never been used. It's certain things you want to look at. I'll get into that in a different video because I'm gonna really get into that and break it down in a different video. But for the meantime, this is how you can boost your credit, man. Look out for that credit card redlining. Everything always boils back down to race, especially when it comes to these money resources. It always boils down to race and how they're trying to block us out. So we have to find creative ways to get out of that and get this bread. We got to get this bread. All right, so this is Black Star. Man, I'm going to holler at y'all. It's been real. You know, get this money, man. Get your credit right. You know, borrow this money and make some money. That's the key to the game, man. That's the key to the game. Make this money. Take this money. We out of here.